Hello, everyone out there. I hope each and every one of you is doing great today. I hope you're all doing well. I'm happy you're doing great. Welcome back again to our channel, Tutoring Made Easy. The goal of this channel is to make math easy and enjoyable. We want to eliminate any form of fear or scariness when math comes into the equation. We want people taking their math classes, they should enjoy it. They should enjoy it. And that's the goal. That's the goal of this particular class. If this is your first time coming in contact with our channel, please, it's a family. Help us to grow this channel. Please subscribe, like this video, and share it to as many people as possible. If you're already a subscriber, we want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to you for growing our channel. And maybe you've been watching our videos, but just that you haven't had the chance. You maybe not having the time to subscribe. Please do so now. Please, if you can do that for us, we'll be very grateful to subscribe to our channel. Also, if you have specific math topics that you want us to do a video on, do not hesitate. Drop that in the comment section below. In the comment section, state those topics there, and we will be more than willing to do videos on that to to help help you. Today we are going to be looking at composite functions. We are continuing this like a second video on this particular topic. Today we'll be looking at how to add two functions. We said composite functions. They are functions that we bring them together. You combine them together. So today we're going to look at how to add two functions. So let's imagine we have f of x to be, let's say, 3x squared minus 5. We are just assuming that the first function is f of x, and then the second function, let's say, is 3x squared, which is g of x. G of x is 3x squared over 5. And then we can say that our third function, which is probably h of x, is, let's say, 2x minus 5. So first, we're going to look at how we can add two functions together. Let's imagine that we've been given, to find f of x plus g of x. What are we going to do? So this is what we're going to do. The first thing is f of x, and this is f of x. It is 3x squared minus 5, and we are being asked to add that to g of x, and g of x is 3x squared all over 5. So this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to have 3x. We're going to arrange it, 3x squared plus another 3x squared over 5 minus 5. And to do that, we can first do this part. We can first do this piece first, which is 3x squared over 1 plus 3x squared over 5 minus 5. And to do that, remember, we said we'll multiply this by this, and that's giving us 3x squared times 5. And then plus this 1 is going to multiply the 3x squared. So we're going to have 1 times 3x squared. And then we're going to divide that by this 1 times 5. 1 times 5. We're basically using the fractions that we studied, addition of fractions. It's the same thing. Do not be scared when you have a rational function. Let's say you have x minus a divided by y minus b. It's just a fraction. I hope you can see that, because this is the numerator. Is the numerator, and then that's the denominator. That's the denominator. So do not be scared. We are just applying the rules of fraction, because the function that we are currently having is a fraction. It's a fraction. So now, with the numerator, this one here is going to give us 15x squared plus this one here is going to give us 3x squared divided by 1 times 5, which is 5. And that gives us 18x squared on top divided by 5. 18x squared divided by 5. So there you have it. We've been able to do this part. We've done this part, but we're going to add the negative 5. There's supposed to be some negative 5 that we should have added. And then we're going to apply the rule of what? Subtraction. Now to do that, we're going to have 18x squared over 5 minus 5 over 1. And then same thing, we are going to cross multiply. We're going to cross multiply. How do we do that? We're going to multiply this by that. And if we do that, we're going to get 1 times 18x squared plus this 5 is going to multiply the negative 5. We're going to get 5 times negative 5. And then we divide that by 5 times 1. 5 times 1. And we're going to get this part. If you can see, this part is going to give us 18x squared plus this side is going to 5 times negative 5 is minus 25 divided by 5. So we are getting 18x squared minus 25 divided by 5. And then we've been able to do that. Okay. Now let's say that we have the same question. Let's say that imagine that we have the same f of x, we started with, which is 3x squared minus 5. And remember that the g of x was 3x squared over 5. And then we also had h of x to be 2x minus 5. Let's imagine for a second that we're being told to find 2 f of x minus, let's say, 3 h of x. Being told to do this. So you can see here that there's a mixture. This is the same as 2 multiplying f of x. And then over here, it means 3 is multiplying h of x. So we are trying to subtract two functions. But before we do that, we have to do some simple multiplication. So if we look at here, we're having 2 multiplied by f of x. What is the f of x? F of x is the whole of this region. So that's 3x squared minus 5 minus 3 times h of x. H of x is also the whole of that, which is 2x minus 5. Now, we know that this has to multiply this, which is 2 times 3x squared, plus this same 2 has to multiply that, 2 times negative 5. And then we are also going to have plus this one, this negative 3. Don't forget, it's negative 3, the sign here. Negative 3x. It's negative 3. The negative 3 is multiplying. Negative 3 is multiplying the 2x. Like that. Put it into parentheses. And then the same negative 3 is multiplying that. So plus negative 3 multiplying negative 5. I hope you're following. I hope everything is going smooth as we keep moving. So this is going to give us 6x squared. This is going to give us minus 10. This is going to give us minus 6x. That is going to give us plus 15. So we are going to rearrange it. We're going to get 6x squared minus 6x minus 10 plus 15. And then we're going to have 6x squared minus 6x plus 5. And then we've been able to do that. So you've seen how we can subtract two functions, or we can multiply two functions together, all right? Or let's quickly do this. We can be told to find maybe f of x, h of x. And to do that, this f of x is the whole 3x squared minus 5 multiplying the h of x, which is 2x minus 5. This is the whole h of x, 2x minus 5. Now here, the rules is going to be what? To expand. We're going to expand it. And to do that, this 3x squared will multiply this first. And when we do that, we're getting 3x squared multiplying 2x into parentheses plus the same 3x squared plus the same 3x squared multiplying this negative 5. Once we are done, we're going to continue. Plus this negative 5 is multiplying this. So negative 5 multiplying 2x plus this negative 5 multiplying this. So negative 5 multiplying negative 5. I hope you can see that. It's getting interesting. I hope you're enjoying it too. Yes, the goal is to enjoy this math. So please, let's enjoy it together. So now, this and this gives you 6. and then this and this gives you x cubed because they're the same base, so we add the exponents together. So 6x cubed, and then this times this is negative 15. We attach the x squared together. Now this times this is negative 10, so it's going to be negative 10, and then we attach the x, and then this times this will give us plus 25, and then we are going to just leave it as is. So it means that the final answer is 6x cubed minus 15x squared minus 10x plus 25. So here we've been able to do some form of addition, to two functions, making it a composite function. And we've also been able to do some subtraction. And finally, we were able to do a multiplication of two functions. So basically, our f of x multiplying h of x is this answer. And this is what we call the composite function. It is the composite function between f of x and h of x. All right, I hope this helps. The next one I want us to consider that comes under composite functions. Let's imagine for a second that we have f of x. This time is 3x squared. Or let's say this time is 3x. Is just 3x minus 5 divided by x plus 1. And then you have g of x. We have a g of x, which is 3x divided by x minus 1. And then we also have, let's say, h of x to be 2x minus 5 all over 2x minus 1. Okay. Now, let's for a second think of this. Let's say we're being asked, we are told to look for h of f of g. What it means is that what this means is that h follows f of g. And what is f of g? F of g is also f follows g. F follows g. So that means h follows f that follows g. That's what it means, and that's what we're going to be doing. It is h of f of g. And to have h of f of g, it simply means we have h into f of g of x, because we said that f follows g. So f of g of x, and then we are finding h of the whole h of that. So basically, here, what we are saying is that our h of x here is basically f of g of x. So wherever we find x, if we find x in h of x, we should put the whole of this thing there. Yes. And our f of g of x, it means that this whole thing is x. So we have f of x. And the whole x there is g of x. So it means that wherever we find x in f, anytime we find x in f, we substitute g of x in there. So I want you to keep that in mind. That's what we're going to be doing. I'll take my time. We're going to go over that, pretty much easy, and I know you're going to be enjoying it. So we are still on composite functions, and this time they said we should find h of f of g, which we said is the same as h of f of g of x, and then it's the h of that. So what it means is that we need to first find this. We need to find f of g of x. We need to find what is inside first, and to do that, to be able to achieve that, we're going to write f of g of x. We're going to look for that. Now, we're saying that what is inside here is x. So we know that our f of x, anytime when we're writing f, if we're going to write f of x, anytime we meet x in that f of x, it is g of x. Don't forget that. So when we're writing f of x and we see an x, we substitute g of x. We put g of x there. So that's our goal. So let's do that probably here. Let's say we have f of g of x over here. And that's what we're looking for. Now we're going to start with f. We're going to write f. What is our f? This is our f. Can you see that? It's right here. This is the whole f of x. So we're going to write f. What's f? In the numerator, it has a numerator and a denominator. In the numerator, we have 3x minus 5. But remember, we're going to start with 3, right? 3x, right? But we cannot write that x. You and I cannot write this x. Why? Because that x there is g of x, sorry. That f there is g of x. And where's g of x? This whole thing. So it means that this 3x, we need to write 3x. But that 3x is g of x, which is 3x divided by x minus 1. So this whole thing is our x. I hope that is helping so far. That whole thing is our x. Now we're going to continue writing f. So we've written 3 and x, which is the g of x. We're left with minus 5. We've done that. And then divided by, there's an x here. That x is g of x. And what's g of x? 3x divided by x minus 1, like this. And then we are going to add this 1 to it, plus 1. Plus 1. So in the numerator, we're going to have, this is going to multiply this. So we're going to get 9x divided by x minus 1 minus 5, like this. And then it's going to be divided by, can you see that? Divided by this whole thing here. Divided by 3x divided by x minus 1 plus 1. And we'll put that one also in parentheses. We'll put that one also in parentheses. Now, here, we're going to have what? We're going to use our fractions that we know. We're going to have our fractions. So we know this is always going to be, this is going to be 9x divided by x minus 1 minus 5 over 1. And then we are dividing that by 3x over x minus 1 plus 1 over 1. Now we are going to cross multiply. We are going to cross multiply. This is going to multiply this, and we are going to get 9x. And then this is going to multiply this to get 9x. And then this is also going to multiply that. And to do that, we are going to get minus, is going to be plus into bracket, minus 5 multiplying x minus 1. Can you see that? Yes, minus 5 times x minus 1. And we are going to divide that by 1 times x minus 1, like this. Can you see that? And then we also have in our division sign here, we're having our division sign where we are having 3x over x minus 1 plus 1 over 1, like that. And we are going to continue. We're going to have equal to, we're going to get 9x, right? 9x plus into bracket, this negative 5 will multiply this x, and we're going to get negative 5x. Now, the same negative 5 will multiply this negative 1 to give us plus 1. And then we divide that by this 1 multiplies this x, we get x. And this 1 multiplies this negative 1, we get negative 1. And we're going to have divided by, this 1 will multiply this, and we get 3x. And then this 1 multiplies that. We're going to get plus into 1 times x minus 1 divided by this, the denominator. The 1 is going to multiply the x minus 1. 1 times x minus 1, like this, like that. So now we are having 9x, right? We're getting 9x minus 5x. We're adding it. It's addition. So minus 5x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. We're going to multiply. We change the sign to multiplication so that the bottom part goes to the top. We're going to have 1 multiplied by x minus 1 at the top. And then we're having 3x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 1 at the bottom. At the bottom. Let's see. We want to continue maybe here. Sorry about that. We're going to continue here. I'm going to continue. We're going to have maybe here. We're going to continue. So here, the 9x minus 5x is 4x. and then we add the plus 1 to it, divided by the x minus 1. And once we are done, we have the multiplication sign there. So multiplied by the top part, this multiplies this, gives us x, and this multiplies this, gives us minus 1. So it's going to be x minus 1 at the top, divided by, we're going to get 3x, this 3x. This multiplies this, you get x. This multiplies, you get minus 1. So we're going to get plus x minus 1. And then we're going to get is equal to 4x plus 1, this one right here, divided by the x minus 1, multiplied by x minus 1, divided by 3x plus x is 4x minus 1. So finally, we can cancel 4x plus 1 divided by x minus 1, multiplied by x minus 1 divided by 4x minus 1. This cancels this, and then we are left with 4x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1. So the whole thing that we have done here is simply what? Is simply f of g of x. Is simply this. But we are not done, right? Because we are looking for h of f of g of x. This is what we are looking for. We are looking for h of f of g. But now we have we have been able to do only this. We only have this, and this composite function that we have is simply 4x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1, I guess. Yes, I think that's what we got. All right. And then what is our h? What is our h? What is our h of x? So we're having h into this, like this. So what it means is that the whole of this is x. So when we begin to write h, we begin to write h of x, wherever we find the x, we need to put in the composite function 4x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1. So let's keep that in mind. Don't let us lose track of that. Now, remember that our h of x is 2x minus 5 divided by, I think 2x minus 1 or so. Minus 3, I guess. 2x minus, let me quickly look for that. Let's quickly look for that. You can see, yeah, it is 2x minus 1, and then 2x minus 5 divided by 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 is right here, like that. So now we're going to write our h of, so our h of f of g of x changes, because now what is our h? This is our h. We're going to start with what? 2x, but the x there is the whole of this. So we're going to put 4x plus 1 there, divided by 4x minus 1, and then we add our negative 5 here, and then divide everything by 2. We have another x there, which is 4x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1 minus 1, like that. Minus 1, like that. So the next thing here, we are having, this is multiplying the whole of that, and we are getting 8x. We're getting 8x plus 2 divided by 4x minus 1 minus 5 over 1, right? And we are dividing that by this times this. We're getting 8x plus 2. Can you see that? This multiplies this same 2 multiplies that. So 8x plus 2 divided by 4x minus 1. This 2 only affects the numerator. It only affects the numerator. So you have 2 here multiplied by, let's say, 4x plus 1 divided by 4x minus 1. So remember when we're doing multiplication of fractions, this 2 will only multiply the top here. It is not going to multiply the top and the down at the same time. So let's keep that in mind, please. Let's keep that in mind. And that's what we're doing. That's what we have done, right? We had 2 multiplying the 4x, giving us 8x. And the 2 multiplying the plus 1, we got 2. And we divided by the 4x minus 1. And we're going to subtract that from 1. We're going to take 1 out of that. And then pretty much we are okay for now. Now let's continue. We're going to multiply this by that. We're going to get 1 multiplying 8x plus 2, yeah, plus this multiplying this. So negative 5 multiplying 4x minus 1. We're going to divide all that by the 1 multiplying 4x minus 1. The denominators are also going to multiply. And then we have a division sign. It's all divided. This whole thing is divided by this over 1. It's divided by this is multiplying that. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by 8x plus 2, right? And then this also multiplying that plus negative 1 multiplied by 4x minus 1. 4x minus 1 divided by 1 multiplied by 4x minus 1. Now let's change colors. This is multiplying this, so we get 8x. This is also multiplying this, we get plus 2. Now we get our plus. This is multiplying this. Negative 5 is multiplying 4x, so we get minus 20x, and this minus 5 will multiply this is going to be plus 5, like that, divided by this multiplies this, we get 4x. That multiplies this, we get negative 1. And then, we're going to have divided by this multiplies this, we get 8x. 1 multiplies 2, we get plus 2. And then negative 1 multiplies 4x, we get negative 4x. And then negative 1 multiplies this negative 1, and we get plus 1. Divided by 1 multiplies this, we get 4x. 1 multiplies that, we get negative 1. And then everything is looking a bit easy now. It's getting easy and looking good. It's looking pretty good by now. And I hope you're also experiencing the same thing. If it is challenging, I would like you to pause, go back a little bit, and try to digest what we've been doing step by step. And I think it will be coming to you pretty much more easy. So now we're going to have the top part is going to be 8x. Then we're going to bring this minus 20x together. And we're having plus 2, this plus 2, plus the 5. Yes, divided by 4x minus 1. And then this sign changes. And the moment it changes, this thing goes to the top. 4x minus 1 goes to the top. And when divided by the numerator, we're getting 8x plus 2. And then you're having minus 4x plus 1. Eventually, we are getting this, and this becomes negative 12x. Why? Because we have $20 that we are owing. It's negative. We are owing, and we only have $8 in our pocket. So when we pay that 8 to the person we owe, the person is still going to demand more money from us to pay our debt. So that's why it's negative 12 plus, it's going to be negative 12x plus 7. This 7 divided by 4x minus 1 multiplied by 4x minus 1 divided by 8x. This is minus 4x. So minus 4x. Remember, we are adding. No, we are not multiplying. So that 8x can join this minus 4x. And then we are going to get plus 2 here, and then another plus 1 there. What we are going to get is negative 12x plus 7, this one here, divided by 4x minus 1, multiplied by 4x minus 1, divided by this, and this will give us 4x, and that will give us plus 3. So this cancels this, and then we are left with, we are pretty much left with what is on top. We're left with what is on top. What is on top is pretty much negative 12x plus 7 divided by 4x plus 3. This is 4x plus 3, and that. So all that we've been able to do, we've finally been able to, we found this. We found this thing here, h of f of g of x. And this process of solving functions is known as composite functions. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please, it's a family. Join us on this math journey. And in this math journey, our goal is to make math easy and enjoyable. So if you haven't subscribed, we need you to do us this favor by subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it to as many people as possible, so that through this way we can be able to build our channel and help as many people as possible. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for supporting this channel. If you also have specific topics that you want us to do a video on for you, please feel free and drop it in the comment section, and we'll be more than willing to do that video for you. All right, I'll come to you another time. Please take care and bye.